What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for the 34th episode of the Refreshing the Feed podcast. My name's Matt, his name's FALC1, and we're refreshing your feed so you don't have to. John Cena. Matthew Carino's a teleport.
Bears eat berries, not people.
Let's go! Sorry.
It's been what, over a couple months since we last did our
it's been a minute. I'm glad to be back at the greatest podcast on planet Earth, Refreshing the Feed.
The stew.
With Matt and Matt, baby.
A lot of just first of all, let people know where they can reach you on social media and things like that.
You can reach me at its_FALC1 on Instagram, FALC1 on all streaming platforms for my music, and yeah, that's basically.
Yeah, so I want to talk, obviously, just jumping right into it. Most people don't know or have heard, sort of. It's not really been public yet.
Yeah, all the close friends.
I really wanted to just jump into it to start off about the big news. You can let everybody know, and then I'll just chime in.
All right, big news. I'm moving to LA in September.
Big time news.
Just for, get out there for some music stuff, try to get some connections, some shows planned, hopefully, and just kind of network down there for a couple months.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So I know you have some family there right now. That's sort of like kind of a push into the reason why you're going, aside from what you just named.
Yeah.
But like, I want to, like, what was the first time, because I actually don't know, like, I never really spoke to you about it in depth, but what was like the first time that you said, okay, I got it, like, I have to go? Almost.
Well, so the family that I have there is my sister, right? So she's doing some stuff there. And once she got like a place, I was like, you know what? I kind of have like a great opportunity like right in front of me here where like I have someone there to kind of like fall back on to like I'm not all alone, right? In a different city, different country. I have someone. So I thought as soon as she kind of was like thinking about going there, I was almost like I have like this is like everyone who I've heard who's doing like who does music or wanted to pursue music or
been there.
You got to go there to meet new people, get your music to a different audience. I think it really helps to expand. So that was where it kind of like all clicked with me. I was like, my big thing is like, oh, my friends are all listening to it, they all like it. How do I expand?
Yeah.
This is a great way to expand. I'm in a different country. I'm with people that I don't know. The only person I know there is my sister. So everyone who's hearing the music is brand new people. New people, yeah. Right? So
yeah, well, I spoke to I don't know if you watched my interview with Daniel Calderon. He was a big advocate for actually traveling to LA. He's been there, I don't know if it was once or twice, but I'm pretty like for sure he's been there. He said that pretty much like everybody you run into is either doing something that's involving like, well, he was in film obviously, but like they just it's just all right. It's just all media involved, all social networking and things like that. It's just you have like this like massive scope of like the like this genre of people that like professions that are just walking around, and you might just like run into somebody that's like part of a label or a producer that's like sick with beats and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like there's just people you either run into or you go to social like events and like you end up networking and meeting all these people, right? So you said like that's what motivated you. When, well, first of all, I know like music timeline we're gonna get into in a second, but what was the motivation to go now? Like for those who don't know, like I know like based off of school wise.
Well, so I just graduated school, so I kind of wanted to do it when I was a little bit more free, where I wanted to get a degree, like a backup plan, right?
Yeah.
You know, I like to think of like not having a backup plan and just going for your dream and not thinking about your thing, but I still had to have something something there to fall back on. Right? So once I got my degree, I was like, okay, now I can really push. Like I have no other like obligations or responsibilities other than to push the music, right? So I was like, I want to work a bit for like the summer, and then in September when I would be going to school again, I want to go down there and that's my kind of new chapter.
Yeah, I think that like this is obviously the best time because there's people that take that time right after they're done graduating. If they don't get their masters, I think there's a lot of people that sort of like waste a little bit of time, if that makes sense. Not sort of waste because it's all like relative. But like you do sort of like if a lot of people that I know take like 6 months, a year, and they're like, fuck, I've been in school for like 6 years straight, right? Without any break from high school all the way into whatever. So people take that time off. I think jumping right into it, like when I switched from my program at one school to another, I did not want to take 6 months or a year or whatever off, right? Like I think not having that small sort of like break is so nice. Like the summer is just it's perfect. Like just you have that 2 months or 3 months, whatever it is, and then you're back at it. Like there's no reason to like jog off and then like come back, right? But music wise, so you counting like EPs and mixtapes, how many like projects have you released so far?
So I have an album with 14 songs.
Yeah.
And then I have an EP with 7 songs. And then I have 6 singles. And I'm gonna drop a bomb right now. August 20th, RFT podcast.
Exclusive.
RTF podcast. Guy, I'm dyslexic. Gets the first thing. August 20th, that's my goal. I might pull a Donda, but for right now, August 20th, my new album, 00, is going to be releasing, and that's 11 new songs.
Holy shit.
Had to drop that out. Had to drop that out right there.
RTF podcast exclusive. You heard it here first.
So I have that. So I have a lot of songs that I've been released in just a short span, and I think I'm really proud of this one. I think this is my best work so far. Just kind of vibes are just there. It's kind of like everything that I've like learned along the way, and kind of like I've seen what kind of I enjoy with music, and I'm also taking a little bit of risks that I sometimes didn't take in the past. So I'm trying to show off a little bit of my voice a little bit more on some of the songs. Some of the songs are a little bit more rock, a little bit like different. So I'm super excited for everyone to hear it. Hopefully August 20th. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to have like a little. You have all your work here, right, to show for it, and to have like a extremely diverse portfolio going there, right, to have it already like settled and done with, and properly produced, properly mastered, and all that is just you're already like 3-4 steps ahead, right? Because I can almost guarantee you that a lot of people that go to LA for a better like music career and things like that don't have that much music released already.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of I'm going there to meet producers and then release music. Right. So having that like background here already is like amazing. So one thing I wanted to ask you was you've worked with a couple of producers so far. Was it 3, maybe 4?
Yeah, around 3
or 4.
Yeah.
Right. Going there, do you think it's going to be difficult? Let's say you want to keep one of your producers that you have here. Do you think it's going to be difficult, like sending files and back and forth, like communicating things like that? Or
with technology, I think it'll be pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple just to like send them like your vocal files, and then them like
but I'm saying like not like right now you have studio like in-person studio sessions, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that like sacrifices a lot? Like just not.
So my goal is there like. I don't know. So my goal for there is more to promote the music that I already have than to make music. I'm going to bring my mic and stuff and like see just what happens, and if there's like a producer or whatever. But yeah, because the just me with a mic in a condo, like it's not going to be the same quality as me in like a studio or something, or me in like a room like this that's like soundproof or has like all the right equipment and all the right sound, right? So I feel like for when I'm there, I'm going to try to promote. That's why I wanted the album to come out just before I leave. So I kind of have fresh music to promote. I'm thinking about, like, I'm probably going to record another song that I'm going to drop actually while I'm there. It's another sneak little thing. But so that's kind of how I'm going to plan it out. So I will have music releasing while I'm there. But I also have that fresh body of work that I just completed that I can promote.
So, and like you're saying, like just in the event that you do meet a producer there, like there's still that opportunity.
Yeah,
right?
Or I can even rent out something and see the vibes
studio,
there.
Whatever it is, right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I just wanted to like ask really quickly. So, this is a big change. I want to know what you think, because I've spoken to people that have come from places to here. And that like whatever, I want to know what's like the biggest thing you're sacrificing. Don't say your friends, because I know boys, but like what do you think is the biggest thing that like you're gonna miss, like legitimately, but aside from friends? Yeah,
obviously friends and family for sure. I think
like stuff that like is like original to like Canada, if that makes sense.
I think a big thing I'm gonna miss is just kind of like one thing is sports. So I'm gonna be like doing music and like going out and like trying to like network and stuff. And because LA's like 3 hours back, like the games are gonna be at 4:00, like when they're usually at 7:00 here, right? So that's kind of like one thing I was thinking about. Like sports is kind of gonna be different. Another thing is like I want to watch like, you know, the hometown games, like the Raptors, the Leafs, like all those, and I get all those channels here, but then I'm gonna have to stream everything, and it's not gonna be as accessible.
Fluent,
so sports is like a big thing that I'll miss. Another thing that I'll miss is just kind of like my area and what I'm like kind of used to, and like my almost sleeping in your own bed, and like you're this like almost like the scent of your own home, like just everything that you're like accustomed to. You know, when you like go on vacation and you come back to your house and you're like, I'm home. You know, like blessed, this is like my home. So I'm definitely gonna miss that, especially knowing that, like, you know, when you go, like, let's say you go to a cottage, it's like, oh well, I'm only a couple hours away. There I'm like, I'm in a different country.
Like I'm a whole flight away.
Right.
Like
so it's a little bit different there. I'm sure I'm definitely gonna miss my mom's cooking. Right.
Shout out to Motzi.
Shout out to Motzi. Like, I think it'll be good though, not just for music though, but also like as a young adult, I feel like a lot of us, it's almost good to be like thrown into the jungle and fend for yourself, right? So it's just like even lifestyle, like everyday things that I can learn, like cooking more, relying on myself, you know, like I have to do everything by myself, right? My sister's going to be at work. I'm going to have to be very independent. So I feel like music aside, it'll help me in the long run with just a bunch of different things to be more independent and to
aside from like just like, because I feel like there is a way that you can achieve that here, like living on your own and things like that. Like culturally you get this like extremely different experience, right? Like LA is sort of its own country within the States, right? Like it's so dominant in a lot of things, especially media oriented, right? But you get like this whole different experience of like living in the heat, living near water, and living near. It's like compared to Toronto, it's like nothing like the city. What is?
I'll
like
definitely
the city,
not miss like the winter. That's definitely something that I'm happy that I'm.
You're not gonna miss snow.
I'm not gonna miss snow, and I'll tell you the only thing that I would miss is Christmas and the snow. But I'm gonna be back for Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
So like that's, I feel like, a main thing that I would have missed. Like I can't picture myself seeing like palm trees and stuff during Christmas. I don't know. It just seems like
I don't know. I feel like Los Angeles isn't sort of like a fall weather type of thing, right? So like Thanksgiving would be a big one, like that type of. I'm a big fall winter guy. Well, you know how much I like the cold and snow and shit like that.
Thanksgiving is gonna be different for him, anyways.
Oh, it's a different day. It's a different day. Yeah,
it's a whole month. It's a whole like you're like, oh, happy Thanksgiving. You're just like, where?
Yeah. No, but I think like even like the weather in general, you get, you know, I'm a big fan of the cold. Like I'm not fucking, I don't like the summer.
You don't
I enjoy the summer, but I don't like the heat. I'm not a big heat guy, right? So that the September, October, November, I think are probably like end of August are probably like my 3-4 favorite months.
March, April, May?
No, not March, April, May. Starts getting hot.
Yeah, because it
starts getting hot. So I like when it's cooling down. You know, like that's like the way I like it. And but like even like the light, like dressing there is completely different. So like your wardrobe. Well,
my sister said it gets a little bit cool at night because it's near the water, so it does cool down. Dope. So she was saying like you still have to bring like that kind of your fall fits are more for like nighttime. She was saying so like that's kind of still get to like wear them, but like maybe just a little bit later in the day kind of thing. But I'm really excited for that. Like I'm excited to be like kind of near beach. I feel like the vibe is just kind of like sick to like have that warm weather. I feel like there's more things that I like accomplish when there's like warmer weather, because like even like from like a health perspective, like I want to be outside, I want to like move around, I want to be active, right? Whereas here I feel like in the winter, like I just like I'm like sheltered inside, like I don't want to be outside because I'm gonna be freezing my ass off. So
less and less like event possibility for like events and going out and partying and shit like that. Like they're all year round. I can go out to a club, I can go do whatever, I can go to a patio, I can go to whatever. Like, it's just always, like, possibility for doing all that shit, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about, I'm a big, like, graphic design guy. I really like Photoshop, things like that. We've talked about, like, branding and the merch and things like that. Do you think that, like, you should have or want to develop sort of that merch stuff, or really focus on the music more before you get there? You know what I mean? Like, do you think you should, I should have focused more on, like, doing like stupid things like merch and not stupid, but things like merch and like more cover art ideas and shit like that and logos and stuff like that? Or do you think like the album on, you said 24th?
20th.
20th.
Hopefully.
20th. So do you think the album on the 20th is valued like way more than all of that other branding stuff?
I think the music's very important, right? And I think that's like, you know, the main thing that I need to focus on, but branding is what's gonna like make people hear your stuff.
Yeah.
So I think branding's big. Like I'm definitely gonna be bringing like the merch that like I have. Shout out to Matt. He's wearing some merch right now. So like I think that's like one thing that I'm gonna bring. You know, just I feel like my actual image, how I kind of present myself, is another way of how to brand my music. Like it's almost like every time I step into a room or I leave that condo, I'm branding myself.
Yeah.
Because how I like put myself out to the world there and how I document myself, and even like I think I'm gonna probably do like some videos of me out, like, you know, singing in public, doing stuff like that every day, and how I'm presenting myself to the people around me, people back home, the people on the internet who don't know me, strangers. That's how I'm like branding myself, my music. So that's kind of where I'm at with like branding myself while I'm there. While I'm here and like getting amped for the album, I'm really trying to like push on social media. I'm really trying to like, hey guys, do more Instagram lives, do some TikToks leading up, right? To try to build. You got to stay consistent, of course, but like that's kind of the difference from me branding here and me branding in LA. Where LA, it's like I'm really going to be branding myself, where here I'm doing that as well, but here I'm pushing for more, hey, I have a bunch of people wearing the merch, they're all out, you know, we're all kind of doing that thing, whereas there, it's just me, the only person I know is my sister, so everything else is me just showing the world kind of who I am.
I think, I got a good idea, but like what do you think is the most important like style or type of like branding? Like I would probably say, aside from the merch, aside from like your personal logo and things like that, I think cover art is definitely like number one.
Yeah, cover art's huge because like that's like if something looks like cheesy or corny, like something you don't even want it. Like if there's an artist that you have no idea who they are, and the cover art's kind of like corny.
Yeah. You're
not gonna be entitled to like or like want to.
Yeah, I think for the first like whatever albums or releases, like cover art's like huge. I think that's like amazing. But then there's like, you think about it, you develop like this, after you develop the following, and look at like, the one that keeps popping up in my head is The Life of Pablo. Like if you were to see that as like one of the first cover arts for like a release, you'd kind of be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
it's, you know what I mean? Like it's abstract. It's not very. But once you build up that following, I feel like as long as it has like some sort of like a message and obviously the title of the thing in there, the cover art doesn't really. Then that's when you move into like the merch and the other things, right? Yeah. That's when it branches off. So that's why I think at the beginning it's very important.
It's very important for like you said, if you don't have a following, that's almost the first thing they see, right? If they're scrolling on like Spotify or Apple Music and they're like looking for like a song and your thing happens to pop up. Like they might not take it because like, oh, this guy's probably whack if the cover art's not good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they're probably thinking like if that's bad, then the music's not going to be good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They like you just assume first impression, that, right? That's your first impression. So I think that's definitely huge. But like you said, I think once you get a following, I think then you kind of be more relaxed. Not more relaxed, but almost in the sense you're allowed to have more of
like that. Like spinning records, they're all more or less the same, but you know, you just vibe with whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different artists with
like even like this stuff, like just seeing that S though, like if you had no idea what this was, like would you click on it? I'd be like,
well, most of the time, like when you're going to like some of the spinning records, it's like you've heard of the song before, and it just so happens that the cover art's that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's what's crazy to me. I just think that like aside from music for a second, I think moving back to LA, that's, as I said with Daniel, is like the possibilities, like we just mentioned, they're endless and things like that. Even from a podcasting perspective, it's just like somehow everybody's doing that there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I think the difficult part is. It's just like a giant like Royal Rumble of like everyone's just there trying to make it, trying to do all the things, right? And I think that that's where you go.
It's very
and
competitive.
See, and that's where you see like, because right now you may be the only artist in your area, or the only artist out of like 5 that's like has so many streams and shit like that, right? There's not that much competition here.
Yeah.
Not saying in general, but there is.
But just it's just a totally smaller perspective. There, literally everyone from across the world in different places are going there to do what you want to do. So it's very competitive, which is obviously like not a negative thing, but it's something that you have to like watch out for. Even like people who, you know, they know that you're a starving artist. They'll be like, oh yeah, I can get you a couple $100 here for I could get you here, I could get you this manager, I could get right. Like a lot of it you're gonna come across as bullshit. Yeah. That people are gonna try to finesse you. But a positive thing that I will say is sometimes it's great to find like-minded people, which I think you'll find lots of there. Yeah. And sometimes you might find someone that can help you. Like, let's say there's a starving producer who's doing great stuff, and an artist and a singer or a rapper or something, and they're able to connect because they met each other there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or even like you doing podcasting. Somebody is like, oh, I'm like a YouTuber and I need like help editing videos and stuff. You know?
Or like audio engineering. Yeah. When, like I was saying, like you have all that experience in other genres like mediums, where it's like audio engineering, video editing, fucking master mixing, all that stuff, right? When you have all that experience, you sort of like are able to go down like so many different like avenues when you get there, right? Yeah. So not necessarily you have to do, like if you're a podcaster, you don't have to necessarily be like go there and do podcasting, right? Like that's not like just it. Like I've edited videos and I do clips and I do things like that. So if people are like YouTube connoisseurs or they're trying to build a channel, right? Like they're just looking for video editors. They're not looking for so that like you just broaden such a wide range of
if
like,
you have multiple skills and you can go down there and offer something to somebody else, like it that's why it's such a great place, right? Because there's so many people who need stuff, but there's also so many people who have the same skills, right? So there's the pros and there's the cons, but you just have to almost want it more than other people.
You literally need to want it more. Like you literally have to, or else you're fucked.
Yeah, and you have to continuously believe in yourself and believe in the product that like you're displaying to the world, right? Yeah. Like if you don't believe in the videos or like the podcast that you're doing, nobody else is going to.
No, yeah. Like I just wanted to elaborate actually, like before we stop. You have your degree in sports media. Yeah. Or is it media broadcasting?
Sports media.
Sports media, right? So that does propel you in somewhat of the right direction. Yeah. In a way. Sports, and I know you're a huge fan. Like, it is what it is. Like, you had that passion for it originally. Not saying you wouldn't always fall back on, like, you don't enjoy it, right? But moving forward, that sort of like audio, that concept of always recording with audio, editing audio, doing things with audio, like is that something that like you say, okay, this is what I want to do? Or is the whole like persona of being an artist that thing you want to do?
I think it's more so like the artists and like I love
the whole persona, like the whole like 9 yards of like performing.
Yeah, because my big thing is like I love performing, and that's why I'm really excited to go there because of the pandemic and all the like this bullshit the last year. Like I haven't been able to do like an actual live show or like perform in front of an audience. So that's kind of something that I'm really looking forward to, like getting gigs there, which I think will benefit because
even like club promoters and things like that.
When you're just performing your own stuff in front of like an actual audience and you get like actual interaction, like it's so much better and it's such an easy way to expand like your audience. So
yeah, exactly. And then they like let's say in the event that they say, okay, come back for another show or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like it just turns into so many things, right? And that's I think what's so great about that place, just as a whole. Like you can do that here. Like don't get me wrong.
For sure. But with the pandemic and everything, it was kind of limited. So they're a little bit more lenient now. So
there's like all this like shit going on with like they could be getting more restrictions and things like that. Yeah. And vaccines and all that. But
I don't know. Hopefully
it's been too. I just think it's been too long, and I think that it definitely takes a toll, like a negative toll on like everyone that's trying to have the same career.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to perform, you're trying to get out.
For all businesses, but especially for
like you're trying to get out there, you're trying to do it, like do all these things, you're trying to go record and outside and shit like that, right? And you have all these restrictions, you can't. But I think there is many benefits to it in a way. I think that's gonna be it there for today. This was great. Good hot discussion.
Yeah, definitely a hot discussion. I
want to say thank you for coming first of all.
Thank you.
This is great.
Thank you for having me.
This is the last recording with FALC1 before he leaves, unfortunately. But on to better things. great things coming. Matt, thank you for coming again today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Matt, repping the FALC1 being the thing. Real quick, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me. Album, hopefully, 00 August 20th. I had to give the exclusive to my boy. You know how it is.
At its FALC1, at its _FALC1 on Instagram. If you're watching this, check out the link in the description. Our TikTok, Twitter, Instagram's down there. If you're listening to this, check out the podcast in full video on YouTube. That's it. Episode 34 is done.
Check out FALC1 on both Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud.
All of it. All of it, baby. All streaming platforms. All streaming
platforms. And you can also check out the podcast in all the streaming platforms. Same ones. Again, thank you guys. Episode 34 down the wraps. We refreshed your feed so you didn't have to. Peace out.